Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com, coming to you from a beautiful and sunny Menasha, Wisconsin. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today I have a fun summer card for you that is also in conjunction with the Creative Inking Blog Hub. Our theme today is summer fun, and we are going to have a whale of a time making cards with this beautiful suite of products. I can't hardly wait to show you the freestanding pop-up card and how very simple it is. So let's get this camera turned around and we'll get started. This Well Done stamp set is stinking adorable. The paper takes it right over the top. You've got 11 coordinating colors that go with the Whale of the Time paper. This designer series paper is 6 by 6, so it's a great little pack and has wonderful patterns to choose from. Just so many fun patterns. And of course, when I saw that our theme today was summer fun, I immediately thought of this bundle. So here's the Well Done stamp set. It has 15 different stamps in it. We're gonna be using most of them for this card. And then also our fabulous whale punch. This comes together as a bundle, and as a matter of fact, this is all part of a suite. So we have a punch, a stamp set, designer series paper, this beautiful sheer ribbon that matches with almost all of the designer series paper, and the Seabed 3D embossing folder. You can get all of these products in this suite for $65.50, and that is a really good deal to have all of this color coordination. Let's get started here with our card. We're going to be using this sheet of designer series paper, and I just need a little snippet of this. So I'm going to pull in our stitched rectangle framelits. Now, if you don't have a set of rectangle framelits, I highly recommend these. You get so many in one, all different shapes and sizes of rectangles, but we're going to be using this one, and we're going to come over here and we're just going to cut a little sliver out of this paper. I'm going to save that for just a second because we've got some other things to do here. I'll give you dimensions in just a minute. We're going to run this one through the Seabed 3D embossing folder. If I can get it open. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful designs in here. So we're going to run this layer through that. We've also got a scrap of white where we're going to take another one of the stitched rectangles and we're going to die cut a rectangle. We're also going to take the layering circle dies and we're going to die cut a circle out of that. And then I have a scrap of Calypso coral so we can have a little bit larger circle to layer behind this one that we're going to stamp a greeting on. So I'm going to take all of this stuff, I think that's all I need right at the moment, yep, over to the my die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we come back with all of our layers, and look at how gorgeous that Seabed 3D embossing folder is. It is just stunning. I love it. Here's our little piece of the designer series paper using the rectangle, and then we've got our circle, our scalloped circle, and our sentiment layer. Now let's talk about dimensions. You will always find all the dimensions for my projects on my blog right here. If you're watching on YouTube and you look underneath the video, there's a whole description area where you can see more. You're going to find a link specifically to this project on that YouTube, in that YouTube information, so that you can get right to it. Otherwise, if you go right here, depending on when you're watching the video, you have to scroll down until you find the projects that you're looking for. Okay, dimensions. This card base, and again, this is a freestanding pop-up card. This is 4 1/4 by 10 inches long, and we're going to do some scoring to that. This panel is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And we die cut all the rest of this from scraps. I also cut a piece of designer series paper that is 1 by 4. Whoops, I wanted to show you the back side of that. So this is the piece we're going to use. And I've got a scrap of our vellum cardstock. Let's do our scoring first. Then we'll do our stamping. I shouldn't say first because we already did die cutting, right? I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and let's put it the right way so I know what I'm doing. We're going to do some scoring here. Now with a freestanding pop-up card, there's quite a few score lines, but this all is very simple. So first of all, we are going to score at 1 1/4. And again, all of these dimensions can be found on my blog. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 5 inches, 6 1/4, 7 1/2. Oh my goodness, what is she doing? Believe me, it'll be worth it. And 8 3/4. So we've just scored a whole bunch of lines on here. Oh, before we go any further, now we're going to take that middle score line, and that would be the one that's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. And we're going to cut a slit in it. We're going to cut a slit in it that is the same width as this panel, and this is 2 3/4 inches. So on that middle score line, we're going to put that back in your paper cutter, and we're going to get that blade out here. Now, you can measure this and see and center 2 3/4, but I always like to do things the easy way, so I'm just going to put my panel right on here, and I am going to cut. And then we're going to do a little test and see if this will fit in there. And it does. Much easier than doing all that measuring, right? Okay, so now we're going to come back in here. One thing I forgot to mention is we do need a scrap of Whisper White that's big enough to stamp our whale. And I'm going to bring out my Pacific Point ink. That's what color the cards. I don't think I said what color this cardstock was. It's Pacific Point. I'm going to bring out my Pacific Point ink. And here comes my adorable whale. Now, before you stamp an image, you need to look at the punch if you're going to punch it out and see which way do you need to stamp it on your paper. And I can see that I can stamp my whale just like this. Look at how cool that is. And then I can bring my punch in here and punch my whale out. This is so cute. You get all these little splashes. Look at how fun this is. All these little splashes. Now, as long as we've got our punch here and our vellum, we need one little spout splash. It's a spout. The whale spout. I don't know what I was thinking. We need one little vellum spouting of the whale. And if you are familiar with all of your ocean and aquatic animal terms, you're going to be much better at this than I am. All right, next we're going to bring in our rectangle and our circle. And I'm going to be bringing in the whale done. We're going to stamp that right on our circle with the Pacific Point ink. That turned out really good. I love that these are photopolymers so you can see through them. And then I've got the sentiment that says, "My love for you is bigger than the ocean." You remember that song? Am I dating myself? Who remembers that song? It was a good one. Now I'm going to bring in my Pool Party ink, and we're going to take some of these little fishes, and we're going to stamp those up here on our circle. So there's a few little fishes. Here's a few little fishes. Look at how cute that is. I love how tiny they are. And we've got some coral and some bubbles that are going to come in on our sentiment layer down here. So I'm just going to use Pool Party ink again. Look at how cute that is. And then, whoops, some bubbles. Just like that. Isn't that sweet? I love all these little elements. Okay, and now we're going to start gluing these together. Now I chose all of the colors that I'm using for this card based on my Designer Series paper template of the coordinating colors. So that's how I choose my colors, is if I'm going to use Designer Series paper, I check my Designer Series paper and see which colors go well in that paper. This is going to go, we're going to mount this, this sentiment right on the front of our Designer Series paper. Layer right here in the middle. See if I can get that centered. Okay, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our whale, and I just happen to have a lot of edges here, so that'll work out. I think I want a little mini dimensional here for my tail. We're going to pop off the backing, so that's going to be ready to go. Set that aside. If that gets stuck to something, I hope you guys will help me find it. Okay, here we go. So where do we fold on our score lines? We're going to fold on that one and that one and that one. So 1, 2, 3 in from each end. 1, 2, 3. Let me close this up. Then we're going to use our bone folder to burnish those edges good. You want them to be nice and crisp. We're not going to fold on that middle line that we cut a slit in. And if you happen to do that by mistake, don't fret, it'll be fine. But it just seems to be a little more sturdy if you do not fold on that line. Okay. This panel is going to go right through this line, and it's going to go through there and sit at the bottom of our card. So I kind of like to do a dry fit here. You're going to pull that right through, get it in there where it belongs. We're going to fold this up. See how that's sticking out there? You don't want that to be sticking out. You want it to be pretty much flush with the bottom. So all we've done is created 2 boxes here and folded them under. This is our card front now. And there we go. That looks fantastic, right? Okay, so now that, oh, one more thing I want to tell you. Make sure that this is lined up so that it's straight under here. You don't want this to be sticking out or to be crooked. So I'm going to kind of look at it again, make sure that it's side to side, it looks good. Now I'm going to come in here, and you can use tear and tape, you can use our new Seal Plus, but I'm going to come in here. Did you see what I did there? I've just put glue on that side. I'm going to come in here and just fold that down just like that. Okay, now it's glued to that side, but it's not glued to this side. And now I'm going to put some glue on there. And again, we're just going to fold that down. And now we're going to pick this up. And it is like a stamping miracle. What do you guys think? Okay, so one other thing we should have done while we had this open was put glue all the way up to the edges here. And I was so excited about getting that panel in there that I kind of forgot that part. So I'm just going to pull this apart a little bit here. You make sure you put glue on the entire panel. And now we're going to just press that down. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here is our freestanding pop-up card. Now let's decorate it. And the nice thing is you can fold it down flat to do all your decorating. You could also do those before you glue it together, but I don't recommend that on your first one because you just kind of need to do a dry fit and see how all this is going to work together before you do something like that. You need to be confident that you're going to put this together the way you want it. And here comes our panel for the front up here, and we're just going to have the same borders on the top and both sides. Okay, so that's fine that it doesn't go all the way to the bottom here. Here comes our cute, well, let's do our circle first. We need to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And again, I'm just going to use some of my ends. I've got a lot of edges lately that I need to use up. So this is going to go half on and half off of our layers. So I'm going to put dimensional here and dimensional here. I don't want to see them from the back, and I don't want them to be sticking out the back. So I'm going to put this right up here, just like that. Look at how cute that is. Yep, it sticks off the side. We don't see any dimensionals back here. Here comes our cute little whale. And I'm going to keep him fairly close to the top of the card. It's okay that the tail goes off the edge a little bit. And then with our water spout, this is the spout that would be coming out of the whale's blowhole. There, I do know a little aquatic. When we went to Alaska on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, I've actually done that twice with Stampin' Up! We always did the whale watching, and oh my gosh, it was just so incredible to watch them do their thing. Okay, now I am going to take just a tiny, tiny little dot of glue. I beat it up a little bit. Now we'll see if it'll work. Nope. Oh, my bracelet is falling off. I got this bracelet for my birthday from Lucia. And I absolutely love it. Okay, there we go. There's our tiny little dot. We've got our Winkastella on there so we get just that little bit of glimmer going on. I thought this was pretty genius. I have to tell you, my daughter Haley designed this card. And I absolutely love it. Okay, we're almost to the finish line. I want to bring in some of the artistry blooms, not balloons, and add some of these really pretty little iridescent sequins in there. You get 4 different colors in here. I've already used up one of the sheets. Yeah. Oh no, I've got all 4 of them here. They're super pretty, easy to use. Absolutely love them. And we're just going to dot some of these around on our card. This is just a good way to bling up your card. It doesn't take too much effort. It doesn't add any postage, so that's, you know, that's always nice. There we go. And then I'm going to put one right up here and another one right over here. Just gives it that little bit of bling that's so fun. Now, how do you mail this? Okay, when you get ready to mail it, I got things sticking to me, hang on. You just pull this down in here. Oh, my whale's getting in the way. There we go. You put this in the mail just like this, okay? You may want to move your whale up just a little bit so you don't have that interference, but when the person gets it, it just pushes right down like this again, and it stands up just like this on a table. It's very cool. It's a really neat card. I think people get a kick out of the paper engineering that goes into these type of cards when you make them. And again, all it is a box and a box put together in the middle with a slit. And now you've got a freestanding pop-up card. And I'm going to bring in a little piece. This is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2 because I want to have some room to write on this card. I want to do just a tiny bit of stamping on it. And I'm going to come in with my fish right down here. You can do a whole school of fish, which I think is just a really cute thing to do. And then how about some of these little bubbles coming right up here. And now you've got an area to write on your card. We're going to put this, oh look, it's a scrap. I love to use scraps up like this. We're going to put this right up here on the back of our panel. So now you've got a place to write. Super cute. If you want to, you could actually take this panel and put it right here. Or we could take another piece of Designer Series paper. This is another piece of 1x4 Designer Series paper, and we can add this right to that front panel. It's completely up to you. All you do is decorate, decorate, decorate. Look at how cute that is. I love that. I know it's kind of hard to see this type of a card in the camera because when I set it down, it's like you don't get to see much of nothing, but here it is. Super fun. You could put another panel back here of designer paper and really dress it up. But again, freestanding pop-up card. People love to play with these cards. Don't forget to decorate up your envelope. And I think a whale on our envelope would be absolutely perfect. Maybe we'll do, nope, I think I'm just going to do one whale Hang on, I got a piece of something on my, oh, that's the blowhole. I was trying to pick off his blowhole. Gosh, that's obscene, right? There we go. Cute, cute, cute. And again, the greetings in this stamp set are very universal. There's one about your birthday, but otherwise the rest of it is just about cheering people on for whatever they may have going on in their life that you want to celebrate with them. Okay, you guys, don't forget, this is part of a blog hop, first of all. You can click right up here. That's going to take you over to my blog where you're going to find a list that you can click on and hop from blog to blog to see what everybody else made on this design team with the theme Summer Fun. If you would like to order any of these products or any other Stampin' Up! Products from me, you'll find an online ordering button to go to my store right on my blog. You're also going to find a list of all the products I've used to make this card as well as the dimensions. On my blog, when you click on the product, like let's say the whale stamp set or the layering circles, it's going to take you right to my store where those things are located. I always appreciate your orders. I am getting super close to my 1 million career to date sales, you guys. So thank you so much for all the support that you can give me. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. And thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day today to spend it with me. Have a great week. Bye-bye.